Hey YouTube, it's Jason with AZ Fishing and Outdoors. Today we're going to make some bait for catfish. So I've got a little tiny food processor or chopper, what do you want to call it. We got flour and cornmeal. Basically the same thing that we use to cook and eat them, we're going to use to catch them. Because the video or the outing with bacon did so well, I want to try a bacon dough bait. So I got some bacon grease from this morning, and I saved a couple of slices of bacon. So we're going to chop this up, throw in the processor, make sure it's really well minced, and add in the flour, the cornmeal. So we're going to get started. So we're just going to coarsely chop this up. You just want to make it so smaller slices. That way it fits in the blender a little bit easier, or the processor. I found that the fattier portions did a lot better with staying on the hook, and a lot better with attracting. It's just because of the fats, they wound up making like a scent trail. So I'm going to add a little bit of flour just so nothing sticks, or it doesn't stick as well. There we go. Now, for this, we're going to do about equal parts flour and cornmeal. Because I'm going to do that, I'm just going to add some cornmeal into this as well. Again, it'll help keep it from clumping together for right now, even though that's actually what we want to happen. All right. All right, here we go. Okay, so we've added cornmeal, flour, and the bacon grease till you get to a good consistency where it sticks together, but can still break apart. Okay, kind of like a cookie dough or a bread dough. All right, from there, we're gonna make these little tiny balls, about 1/4 to 1/2 inch. And then we're going to use this pot over here. It's got some water that's coming up to a boil. We're going to drop these in to the boiling water. Now, one thing you can do too, if you wanted, is you can add some like food coloring, or like strawberry Kool-Aid, strawberry Jello. The flavor is really not important. It's the bright red color that a lot of catfish do like. However, you know, like when I was doing the bacon, it wasn't colored, and it was mainly just the fats portion of it. So I don't think we actually need any coloring. Now I'm going to do a couple of different sizes here. So we're going to do these ones and then some smaller 1/4 inch. Just, so I have a few different sizes I can choose from based on what the bite is. So if I'm not getting any bites with the big ones, I can move to the smaller ones and see if that helps. So I'm going to keep going. And when I'm done, we'll go to the next step. Okay, so now that we have our dough balls made, so you can see a couple of different sizes, a couple that are actually a little bit smaller than the 1/4, but that's actually a good thing. So we're going to drop these into boiling water for about 2 to 3 minutes, hoping that it doesn't break apart in the water. So, let me grab my tongs. Okay, so we got some tongs. We're going to try out the bigger balls just to make sure that they don't break apart. Like I said, we're going to let these roll around in the boiling water for about 2 to 3 minutes. So far, so good. Let's hope. Okay, so here's one thing that I was afraid of because of all the oil. I know it's hard to see, but the balls kind of started to disintegrate. So they are a bit smaller than we first started out with. So I'm thinking, what if maybe, I don't know, what if maybe we don't boil them? Yep, let me hit the drawing board for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got the pan from this morning and the rest of the bacon grease from this morning. We're going to try something, just a couple of them. I've got the bacon grease heating up. We're going to try just throwing a couple of these into hot bacon grease and see what that does. Okay, so the bacon grease is nice and hot. So we're just going to throw a couple in here. Now, these are really just breaking apart. Well, I think we learned a way to not make dough bait. You know what? I'm actually kind of going back to my childhood, working at a restaurant. A lot of times we would mix up together stuff like, fried zucchini, we'd toss in the batter and everything, but we'd throw it back in the freezer and we'd use it the next day. We were always a day ahead. Let me throw those in the freezer for a couple of hours. That way it'll actually get a good skin around it when we throw it into the hot oil. While we're doing that, I got some water here. I got another one. You can see it's kind of black. I got black licorice that I mixed in with some flour and a little bit of cornmeal. We're going to try dough bait with that one too. I don't know. But right now, we're going to hit pause. I'm going to throw those into the freezer. We'll be back in a couple of hours when they're done freezing. All right, so while we're waiting, I'm actually going to whip up another batch. I got the black licorice right here. Get to focus. So it's a pretty good doughy consistency, actually. I'm thinking the oils that are already in the licorice are helping. So I got that one. And I got some strawberry licorice. So I got these at the dollar store, actually. So I grabbed some strawberry and some classic black licorice, with the anise flavoring. Mainly because a lot of catfish bait has the anise already in it. So maybe the black licorice will work. So we're going to try dough baits with it. In fact, I'll actually do a dough bait, one for each on different rods, and I'll do a piece of licorice and a piece of red licorice on another rods, or a couple of rods. So I'll have 4 rods out. So black licorice dough bait, black licorice, red licorice dough bait, and red licorice. We'll see what it does. But right now, let's get this one chopped up and see what we can do. Wow, yep, just spilled flour everywhere, Jason. Yeah. All right. So I really don't think I'm going to use much cornmeal. Just a little tiny bit. I think that's really all I want to use for this. I'm thinking that the flour is the best way to go, just straight flour. So I'm going to keep adding a couple pieces, one at a time, till it all looks like that. So it looks like the, you know, those strawberry crunch ice cream bars. Yeah. All right, so we're just gonna keep trying. See what we get here. I keep getting like stuck and then unstuck and stuck and unstuck. I really hope this blender is not too loud. I keep calling it a blender. It's a freaking chopper. It even says chopper plus. Yeah. Alright, so let's keep on blending and chopping and see what we get. Hey, it's coming off easier now. Alright, so I'm going to move these paper towels. Clean out the bacon bowl. Alright, so now the strawberry, get all this stuff moved out of the way. Alright, so the strawberry is going to go in a bowl now. Alright, so there we go. Got a nice consistency. Really looks like it's pretty even. All right, and now we're going to add some water. We're just going to keep adding water until, you know, there's enough. Like I said, just got to make sure it gets into like a dough-like consistency. Now, I've never added cornmeal to it before, but I was looking at a couple of online recipes. I'm like, well, you know, I'll try the cornmeal. You know what? I think that was just the right amount of water. So now, as I'm mixing, it makes a ball all on its own. I might add another little pinch of flour though. Like I said, more like a bread dough than anything else. So I'm thinking even maybe the that first batch was not dry enough. Yeah, because it's sticking to my fingers. So we're going to keep adding flour. We can get rid of the fork. And just like a dough, we're going to knead this over and over and over again onto itself until we get the right consistency. I'm thinking that was probably the problem too, is that it wasn't dense enough for the other ones. So I might actually take them out of the freezer, let them thaw back out a little bit, and put it back into a bowl with some more flour, until we got an actual dough and not an oily ball. So we're going to be doing this to all of it. The bacon, the black licorice, and obviously we're doing it now to the red licorice. So when I'm done with this part, we'll come back and we'll see what we need to do next. This is all an experiment, guys. So, I don't know. We'll find out. Alright, so now I'm just going to flour my hands. Start pulling off a piece. And let's see. Just tap that on the sink. There we go. So now I'm thinking these will be a lot better. More like kind of like making a bagel. You know, you drop it in the boiling water to make a bagel. So we're going to try that. I'm also going to leave like half a dozen or so. I got 5 or 6 of the strawberry ones set aside. I'm going to keep them raw and see how those work. Because, you know, just like regular dough, it'll form a skin around it if you leave it out. So, thinking maybe leaving out that skin, or leaving it out, will get that tough little skin and it'll still work. I just don't know how long it'll sit in, you know, cool water. You know, water's like 65, 68 degrees. I don't know. So we're just going to boil these up. And I got a fresh pot of water that's on high, waiting to come up to a boil. Sure, yeah, got all the way up to high. I gotta make sure that these are small enough to fit on the hook, but big enough that they stay on the hook. Remember, using anywhere from 3, 4, or 5/0 hooks. Yeah. Now these you can keep in the fridge. You know, after you cook them, you can put them in the fridge. You can put them in the freezer. You know, just throw them in a Ziploc bag, throw them in the freezer. They should be good for several weeks, as long as you keep them refrigerated. You know, it's just like any bread product. You know, it can get moldy. So, you know, just make sure it's where it's nice and cool, so it doesn't get molded. So we're going to do just one for right now. All right, so we're going to see what it does. Those suckers just rolling around. Doesn't appear to be disintegrating. So it appears that it is staying the right size. Okay, so we're going to throw the rest of those in there. And then we're going to come back in about 2 to 3 minutes and pull them out. Okay, so it's been a couple more minutes. Got them out. They actually look pretty good. There we go. So we're going to put those on a paper plate. Let them cool and dry. So I kind of want to keep them a little bit separated. And now we're going to dump out that water, get some fresh water so we don't contaminate the scents. And we're gonna go with the strawberry. Okay, so we got the strawberry done and the black licorice done. There we go. So we're gonna let these dry. We'll put them in some Ziploc bags and put them in the fridge. And then I'll do the bacon ones. Okay, so we got all the baits done. We got our strawberry, our black licorice, and our bacon. So these are the three that we're going to be using. So they actually look pretty good. They're kind of springy, which is nice. Well, you can smell the bacon and the black licorice. I have to say, the strawberry is so strong. I mean, it's crazy strong. I did roll a couple of them in flour. That's why they look different. But yeah, so we're going to try this out. That'll probably be the next video. Just going to use a 3 or 4/0 circle hook and a drop shot style rigging. So drop shot weight, the very bottom of, end of your line, and then about 8 to 10 inches up, we'll tie off the hook. Just got to make sure that when you do, just like any other bait, cut bait or live bait, anything, make sure that your hook point is exposed. So, but yeah, we're going to try this out. I'm still going to try just for fun, and I'll throw these in the bag with each one. But yeah, so there's a piece of licorice. I don't know how long that was out of focus, but yeah, so we got the licorice right here. So I'm going to try just pieces of licorice too. I'll probably cut them in half. But yeah. So there's the bags, or the the dough baits, pieces of licorice. So yeah, we'll see if these work. Anyways, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, leave a comment if there's anything else that you want to see. Or if you have a better recipe for dough bait, a better idea on how to do this, please leave a comment. Let me know. I'm open to any suggestion. In fact, you know, if you got whatever dough baits you guys give me as a suggestion, tell you what, I will make a video for that dough bait. Whatever you guys, you know, I mean, don't be, you know, crazy like, you know, severed baby fingers or anything like that. That's just, yeah, no. But you know, if you think of a dough bait that might actually be really good, like some type of scent or something, let me know. I'll make another video. But in the meantime, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and stay safe.